who still thinks, and in my current dating world, I was kind of getting aggravated because this is going to sound bad, but I would hate when I would tell a guy, I'm like, oh, I really want flowers. And he would only just get me flowers. I know that sounds bad. I know exactly how it sounds. But in my mind and in my thinking, it's like, I don't want to just tell you exactly what to do. I'm not trying to mother you. I would like the flowers. I'm not saying the flowers is what's wrong, but it's, why couldn't you get me flowers and chocolate? Why couldn't you just go the extra mile to think outside the box rather than just following in my exact footsteps of what I'm telling you that I like?
Hey, what's up, good people? This is Tori with Datingwright, back at you once again with another reaction video. And I think I got a pretty interesting one here today for you guys. We're going to be talking about a video that's done by We Need to Talk channel. So make sure you go over and check out their channel. I'm going to leave a link down below where you guys can check it out. I'm not going to waste your time. We're going to get right into the video. And before I do, make sure you guys don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below. Let's get right into this video.
I can't speak or think for other Black women, but I feel like that's what irritates me in my dating life now with Black men. Like when they try to do that whole macho, like tell me what to do thing, like I want you to be a little bit more agreeable. Not necessarily like passive to where I'm dictating everything. But I like it when it's just like, oh, can you do this? And it's like, okay, rather than, that's what you're supposed to do. Like that's annoying.
Well, it's two things, and I encourage women to be as empathetic as they want us to be. Number one, like I said, throughout history, Black masculinity has systemically been challenged, right? And the fact that our community now is a matriarchy, most of our leaders in the home are women. So the image that's popular is the woman being in charge, right? But on top of that as well, these traits, these endearing, nice traits that we're talking about we wish men had, women are not selecting for those traits. They're not selecting for those traits sexually. They're not selecting for those traits, as far as a time investment standpoint. But what they tend to do is that dude who's actually a good friend, good dude, good solid person, you've got him saved in your phone as the food guy because he doesn't excite you. Because he doesn't give you that spark. And then the dude that could give a fuck, that's the dude you want to give your attention to. So it's like a catch-22. Like the same guy I referenced before, Dr. Warren Farrell, he said that Lois Lane did not want Clark Kent. She said Clark Kent was too soft, he was too emotional, he was too passive, he was too agreeable. But she was in love with Superman. And when she finally got Superman, she wanted him to be more like Clark Kent.
But why can't there be a balance of both? Why can't there be a balance?
I'm gonna stop the video right there because she touched on a good point and a good question that I think a lot of women would like to know. Why can't there be a balance of both? I'm not sure if a man's masculinity can be 50-50. You know what I mean? You can't get 50% Superman. You can't get 50% Clark Kent. One is gonna outweigh the other every time, and his true self, his true being, is always gonna be at the forefront. Superman can only mask Clark Kent for so long. Clark Kent can only mask Superman for so long. Behind closed doors, especially when you are in that home with that man, you guys are both comfortable, you guys are behind doors. His true self, his true being is always gonna show up. Who he really is on beyond the surface level, beyond that, his true being is always gonna come out. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. So, and also too, Lois Lane never once too much of Clark Kent to come out. Now, of course, Superman is hard. He's also an alien, by the way. But she don't want too much Superman. She don't want too much Clark. Now, I do think a woman has more of an opportunity to balance a man out, but it's probably gonna happen in his older years. You can't expect to get a young man or a man in his 20s or 30s and expect for him to be a certain way. A lot of men don't adjust to their levels or their, relax and calm down a bit until they're in their 40s and 50s. So, yeah, but back to the video.
It's like, why can't there be somebody who's agreeable, but like still initiates exciting trips? Who still thinks, and in my current dating world, I was kind of getting aggravated because this is gonna sound bad, but I would hate when I would tell a guy, I'm like, oh, I really want flowers, and he would only just get me flowers. I know that sounds bad. I know exactly how it sounds, but in my mind and in my thinking, it's like, I don't want to just tell you exactly what to do. I'm not trying to mother you. I would like the flowers. I'm not saying the flowers is what's wrong, but it's, why couldn't you get me flowers and chocolate? Why couldn't you just go the extra mile to think outside the box rather than just following in my exact footsteps of what I'm telling you that I like? Because there was this one dude that I dated at one point, and I would have conversations with him, and not saying that I wanted him to do certain things. We'll just be sitting in the car having conversations about God knows what. And I would mention like, yeah, like it's been a while since I read a book. I really just miss reading books. And the next day or within the next few weeks, I would get a good book on my table along with some candles or something to just put me in a mood. That was great. It was not only the fact that you're listening to me, but like you are trying to encourage that behavior, not just getting me what I tell you I want.
I love the fact that she says that she know how this is gonna sound because she know exactly how it sounds. That's why she let out that laugh that she did. I think it's best for women to, I'm not gonna talk about this long, but I think it's best that women just let it be known that they just need to be straight clear when you talk to a man. If you say you want something, especially a man like me, I know I don't play a lot of games. I don't have a lot of patience for stuff. So when someone tells me this is how they like things done a certain way, that's fine. I can make it happen. But when there's always another secret assignment mission behind it that I gotta figure out, I don't play like that. Don't send me on some Mission Impossible if I forget out one detail. I will remind you guys of a video that was out a few months ago where a young lady talked about the fact that the guy got her flowers, but he didn't get her the vase for the flowers.
Real quick, I just want to talk to the guys real fast. I got these flowers like 3 days ago, and the person who gave them to me just gave them like this. No vase, no water, no flower food, just this. All I'm really saying is, although the gesture is very nice and I appreciate it, no shade at all, because the person who gave them to me gave them from his heart, I'm sure. Or at least I would hope so, right? But it just seems like a little half-assed, Bring the vase, guys. Just simply bring the vase. Please do. Because when you do it like this, these flowers have been dying in my house on the floor. I don't know if you can see, but they're wilting. Like this one, he's so sad. This one.
For all those ladies out there listening, definitely don't play games with a guy that you're seeing or dating. It's very much of a turnoff. Just be very clear with a man. If you want flowers, if you want something on the side, candy, just say that. Don't play these high school games with any man that you're looking to date, because you may end up losing him behind something as simple as this. So let's get back to the clip.
Women vote with their attention and with their vaginas. So going to natural selection, Women have voted that height is something worth selecting for. I want tall offspring. So if you're a tall man, you're gonna mate faster than if you're a shorter guy. Cool. The problem tends to be that the things that women claim to want and the things that they're selecting for are two different things. I claim to want that guy who's attentive and who's gonna fill my desk up with flowers because 3.5 months ago, some random conversation, I mentioned it. I claim to want that guy. That guy might look like Steve Urkel, but I don't want Steve Urkel. I want the quarterback of the football team. I want the CEO of this company. I want Christian Grey.
I mean, you still have to be attractive.
I understand that, but my point is, and I say this all the time, men love more authentically than women because women are in love with an idea of a man, not a man. Women want the CEO who's running a multi-million-dollar company, but has time to remember all my birthdays and is at every single dance recital. That's two different dudes. And unfortunately, what we ask of our Black men is to be supermen, because it doesn't matter what we do, it's never good enough. And you claim to love us. That's why a lot of these Black men are upset. Because you have Black men who've turned their lives around, changed this about themselves, changed that about themselves to make a woman happy, and she ends up still not being happy, and still not even giving him the benefit of it's the thought that counts. Because in your head, you're only thinking about how hard it is to be a woman. It is incredibly difficult to be a man. And there's not enough appreciation for what it means. Because the whole time, you feel like you have it figured out better than we do. Why can't I be both? Why can't you be the dude who wears a Nike suit on Monday and then you wear a suit on Tuesday? It's ridiculous. It is actually, it exists.
How?
It exists, right? But it's ridiculous. And the other thing that women should understand is that dude that exists, what percentage of the population is he?
I don't know.
He's a very small percentage.
But I think it should be bigger. I think that dude is just a dude with range.
No. But before all that, he has to be heterosexual. He has to be 6 foot tall. He has to be attractive. He has to be in good shape. And you're selecting. So you have every woman wanting one dude. And then that one dude that 100 women want, each of them want him to be faithful to her. It's narcissistic. So instead of that, right, instead of going after Superman, why don't you look across from you to the dudes you actually qualify for, who are ready to be everything to you? But you don't want him. You don't want that dude. You want this dude to become that dude.
That's a very good point he bring up. Women need to pick average guys who they can. It's almost like you're taking someone that you can work with. You got to be able to get out of your head and stop thinking you need this top guy. Take the guy that's an average guy, and maybe you can, spruce up the way that he dressed. You can kind of help him out, give him some tips there on things you like. A certain way that you would like for him to. Just do certain things. Now, I'm not telling you to go try to control this man. I'm just telling you the little things that happen. But I think certain little ways you can kind of change and mold a man a bit if he's, moldable. Maybe he wasn't aware of certain things. But the point being, go ahead and take the average guy and just work with him.
So then, with that logic, that girl that has all the qualities that a man wants and different men want her, should she also feel, I guess, open to spreading herself thin or like between all of them?
Men are not hypergamous. Because you're describing hypergamy, but with men. Men are not hypergamous.
No, I'm not saying like necessarily like, oh, she has like 8 figures or whatever, or 6 figures, whatever, however they say it. But I'm saying like...
Any of those things, she's a great cook, whatever the case may be, men are not hypergamous.
So they just want anything?
Yes. And that's the truth that a lot of women don't want to wrap their heads around. A friend of mine gave a good analogy. If you're at a Trey Songz concert And it's a woman at a Trey Songz concert, and there are a bunch of handsome dudes around her. Dudes who might even be more handsome than Trey Songz. He said that she does not see any of them. The only man she sees is Trey Songz.
So then my question to you
But on the flip side, if you're a heterosexual man at a Beyonce concert, you're thinking about, how can I maximize and get as many numbers as I can around me? I'm not about to risk my, my freedom for Beyonce. I want numbers. But a woman is willing to risk her freedom to get to the king.
So my question to you would be, why should women be excited to get married?
Safety.
Where's the safety?
Well, safety in that you are, based on the things that society values, you are a depreciating asset. You're inherently a depreciating asset because society values women for their beauty and their fertility. As you age, which is a process that's inevitable, you lose those things. So if you can get a man to lock you in, it doesn't matter that you're losing it. You're still going to be protected and provided for, which are the two things women want. Versus a man, men are appreciating assets. A man reaches his peak earning potential, which is what society values in men, not handsomeness, at 45 years old. So a man could really say that, and we don't have the same constraints of biology, we can really say that I'm gonna just wait to have kids till I'm 45, because when I'm 45, I'm at the top of the mountain. I can select the kind and caliber of woman that I want. But you can't say Halle Berry has more options now than she did when she was 20. She's got more money now. She's got more fame now. But 20-year-old Halle Berry was... So yeah.
But at that point, like, are we really that concerned with having options? Like, we're good if we can get just one guy a night, or... You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if we are going into marriage and we're going with the mindset that we're depreciating and eventually he's going to see our depreciation and want the newest, hottest things, and I just have to settle or be okay with that, what incentivizes me to want to even like be in that world? Like, I could just be the single girl who makes her money and I can do what I want with it. I can have my one night stand if I want to.
Because statistically speaking, and a lot of women don't like to look at statistics, but statistically speaking, those women are miserable.
And what she means by that is the logic of, I can do bad all by myself. I might as well just stay single out here doing my thing. But the issue is with that is a lot of those particular women are very unhappy. I think it's mostly ladies who have the logic that, oh, you know, I'll be alone, I'll be fine as long as I got my money, I got myself together, it's all good. But like I said, that opinion begins to change, and especially for me, I grew up working in a senior citizens home. So I saw a lot of older women in their 60s and 70s, 80s. A lot of them, they just wanted their family around them. They wanted their kids to come and see them, and they wanted companionship in their older senior years. Now, a lot of them did have male friends, and it was more like a friendship they built, that they wasn't necessarily married to these men. But a lot of them who talked about the fact that when they was younger, they didn't take dating and marriage that serious. When they was older, I noticed those women, they wanted companionship. They told me they wish their husband was still alive. They wish their boyfriend was still here. Now, of course, you had a couple women in their older, you know, they didn't care. They were just meanies. They was mean all their life, and definitely in their senior years. But majority of those women, they wanted companionship, and it was something that I learned working there. That a lot of people say things, but when your ass get older one day, oh buddy, you'll be surprised how your opinions on life and companionship will change. But on that note, let me stop the video right there. This video is going pretty long, and I did not want to do that. Make sure you guys go over and check out the original video. I'm going to leave a link down below. You guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.